Everybody, welcome back to the Stinky Hippie YouTube channel. um, so I made two videos about my airsoft setup, and I posted it to Reddit. And it's a kind of a mixed bag in terms of the responses. Some people liked it, some people completely hate on it. I guess the speedsoft type of setups spark a lot of debate amongst airsofters, so it's really interesting to see that. Today's video, you can see it from the title. I'm gonna talk about my paintball pump marker. It's my CCM Series 5 marker, which I absolutely love. It's my favorite paintball marker that I ever owned. It's a pump marker. It has a dye 0.25 liter ink. It's carbon fiber, so nice and light. It has to be light because this marker is pretty darn heavy. It's a heavy full body slab marker, so there's definitely weight to it. YOLO Paintball DNA 3D printed hopper, which I love this hopper. It's gravity fed, so there's no battery involved in this whole setup, which I like. It's old school with some new school, and it's nice. It is a Deadly Winds carbon fiber, I think a 14-inch barrel with freak inserts. The 6-inch length inserts. So I actually owned a couple of CCM markers before. I owned the T2, the S6.5, the S6, and now the S5. So I do have some experience with the CCM pump markers. I also owned the Empire Sniper, and I've played with the Azodin KP, which is the entry-level Azodin pump marker. So I have a little bit of experience with playing with different pump guns. The reason why I play mainly pump guns these days, I did play speedball in a Division 2 team, but as I said in my airsoft videos, the costs associated to playing that type of paintball is just too expensive given my financial situation, 3 kids, wife just started to work again, so that's great. So it allows me to play paintball and airsoft soon again. But the whole reason is I have to tone down the cost. When I play with my older son together, yeah, we buy a case of paint, we share it. I play my pump, he plays M170R, which I will cover in a different video, and that's how we basically mitigate the cost. If I play myself on a certain weekend, then I just play my pump gun, because I only have to buy one bag of paint, which is normally between 10, 15 US dollar, 15 US dollar, not 50. And I play all day long with it, and I still have paint left on the end of the day. Most of the time I use these stubby pots in my pot pack, and they only can house 50 rounds, because this hopper only can house 50 rounds. And then I just play, and I maybe use one of those little hoppers, so I shoot maybe 50 to 100 paintballs in an entire match, and I'm trying to one-ball people. Just one shot, snapshots, shoot per person. Try to do that the whole time. So let me just show the CCM really quick. This is my favorite CCM of all the CCMs that I owned. It's a full body. It's a super smooth pump stroke. It's light, it's super smooth, it's consistent. I love the outlook of the Series 5. It's just one big chunky marker, and it has a certain appeal to me. I also at some point would like to try out the SS25, which apparently is even smoother and a nicer shooting marker. The only thing that's aftermarket on my particular CCM is this CP regulator. Unfortunately, the original did not come with it. And on one end, I'm kind of happy, because the original CCM regulator is really hard to turn off and on. The ASA button was so difficult to engage and disengage when you air up the marker. I hated it. I always have to use my jersey to get some grip. With this one, it's super easy and smooth, so I just want to leave it on there because it's piano black as well, so it matches really nicely. But there's a bit of heft to the CP regulator, that's for sure, and it's not original. So if you're a CCM purist, yeah, that's kind of a letdown. But it's a beautiful marker. It's still all in its mint condition. This is not the most early CCM Series 5 because it used the back block is made of Delrin. I believe the originals were made of actual metal. And of course the regulator is the choke here is a bit different than the earlier versions that had like a trash can design for the rack. But it's such a nice shooter. Of course you can shoot full auto by holding the trigger and just pumping. And overall, if you are looking into getting into paintball, besides airsoft, and you're looking for something that's affordable, I would definitely recommend you to look into a pump marker for paintball. You definitely save yourself a lot of money, and you're gonna set yourself up for a huge challenge because it's not that easy to play pump. Initially, you will die a lot, and then slowly you start to pay more attention to your surroundings. So you're more gonna be focusing on what are people doing around you in your own team and the enemy team. So you're gonna be a lot more thinking about, hey, the guy next to me is still positioned there. Talk to him, see if you can move up, get closer. Why? You need to get closer to make sure you hit. You can try to shoot from far away, from the same distance as some of the back players in that particular match can do, but they have the firepower, they have their marker set to NXL ramping, and they basically adjust their line of fire to where it needs to be by just ramping till they hit the person. With me, I have to make sure it's a hit or the second one. And because I'm pumping, I'm also moving the marker. So it makes it really exciting. And oftentimes I miss a critical shot and that's it. I will not be able to hit that person again till I really try to maneuver closer up to that person, or just reposition and try to do it again. It's really frustrating at times, but so rewarding. If you shoot somebody on the mask, if you goggle somebody who's running from one bunker to another, and you just catch that person right on the goggle when he's running, that is a fantastic feeling. That is super great. That is beautiful. I also shot out people that were just trying to ramp with me. They were peeking, ramp with their marker, and I waited, and then pats, just on their head when they came out. They just didn't anticipate that. You just have to learn to have the patience. You have to have more patience, more awareness, and you have to play a lot more aggressive than your opponents. You're gonna be a lot more aggressive because you'll notice if the more aggressive you are, the more chance you have to actually shoot out people. You need to be close up to people. You need to be aggressive with a pump because you don't have the safety net of correcting your shots with ramping. So you don't have the firepower, you don't have the amount of paints with you. You just have 50 paintballs in your hopper. You have a few paint in your pots with you, and that's it. That's how you have to survive. And it also helps you to practice snap shooting because you really have to be fast with snap shooting and make sure you're on target. So you have to guesstimate much better the distance and the angle you have to shoot at, and it really helps. Having a really light setup as well, it makes you really maneuverable, and it just gives you a very dynamic way of playing paintball that doesn't break the bank. So if that is a thing for you to consider, paintball, besides airsoft, and as a cost aspect, I would say definitely go look into a pump. The Zoning KP3 or the Sniper and the Empire Sniper with some upgrades are fantastic pump markers that does not break the bank. Secondhand, they're affordable, and they're just wonderful platforms to play paintball in a affordable way. I do like to sometimes go back to my mechanical marker that is of my son, because you have the firepower. It's still mechanical, so no batteries involved. It's semi, so it's as fast as you can pull that trigger, just like Speed QB or Speed Soft with airsoft basically. But it doesn't help you to set in a auto fire mode on the short term with ramping, which is of course the must have factor if you play speed ball and you play competitively. My kids are coming any second, so I'm gonna end the video. Thanks for watching. See you next time.